Hi, if you are watching this, you have probably been going through a heartbreak. And first, I just want to say that I'm really sorry that you're going through this, and I'm sending you just love and healing because I can completely empathize and I just know how hard it can be. So, today I want to give you 4 tips that really helped me move through my heartbreak last year. I had realized that I was really stuck and I wasn't moving forward. And this isn't going to be your typical, oh, go no contact, go to the gym, journal. Like, I was already doing all of those things and I was still basically like ugly crying every single day. And as probably most of you know, that's not a fun way to live. So, my first tip is to deactivate your social media. So scandalous, I know, right? I deactivated my Instagram and my Facebook, and I had already removed my ex from them, but I didn't have a lot of good self control. And so I was still looking, even though I wasn't seeing a lot, but we start to create stories. He's got new friends, but I can't see who they are. Like the mind starts going, and I was making myself just crazy. So I deactivated it several months ago, and that was just such a huge relief. And I always recommend deactivating just if you're going through any type of anxiety in general. So, unless you're making money on social media and you have to have it for job purposes, trust me on this. This will be one of the best decisions that you will ever make. Okay. The second tip I have is stop drinking alcohol or self medicating. A lot of times when we're going through something, we bypass our grief by doing things like drinking, shopping, drugs, sex. Like, it's something to distract us from that pain. And while the distraction can be okay for a little bit, there's going to be a rebound, right? And I would say for me specifically, it was alcohol. And for a lot of people, it's alcohol. And the thing with alcohol is it's a temporary fix and it's going to actually make things much worse later. You get that anxiety the next day, your blood sugar levels are off, your just all the chemicals that are in your body are off. It's just not a good idea. So I would say stopping alcohol is the big one, but even if there's anything else like drugs, I highly recommend just putting that aside while you're really working through this healing journey. Okay. The next one would be to do some meditations. So this one was, oof, you really got to just calm that nervous system down, right? Especially if you have an anxious style attachment like I do. So I would definitely recommend just listening to some guided meditations on like Insight Timer. I even my kids knew. I'd be like, honeys, I got to go into my room and just listen to a meditation for a little bit because I was just feeling a lot of anxiety. And they're like, okay, mom. So, I think for me, that was just, I don't even know, life changing. I would do several a day too if I was just starting to feel that anxiety in my chest or whatever. I would say, okay, I need to take a break. Even when I was at work, I would stop and go somewhere quiet and just put my earbuds in and listen to a guided meditation. It's really important that you get your nervous system back in check. And for me, guided meditations were huge. And then the last tip I want to give you is to learn about your attachment style. So, you may have heard about attachment. There are 4 different types of attachment, and I'm not going to go into a huge educational piece about this, but there's secure, there's fearful avoidant, or also known as anxious avoidant. There's just straight up anxious. There's avoidant, so it could be also known as dismissive avoidant. And then disorganized is also fearful avoidant. Sorry, that probably was very confusing, but there's 4 styles. And there's secure, what we're all hoping to be. And with attachment styles, so it's not a diagnosis, right? It's just us understanding where we are with our relationships. And I'll do more videos just diving deeper into that. But my point being with helping your heartache is for me, as I learned about my attachment style, it really helped me understand just how I show up in relationships, the patterns that I have in relationships. It also helped me understand my ex's, his attachment style and understand where he was coming from with some of like his past and his own trauma that he had. And, it wasn't to excuse the way that he was behaving or the way that I was behaving, but it was just for me to understand better so that moving forward into my next relationship, I will be able to, heal my attachment style and be able to pick up on something that is going on with my partners. Like for me specifically, a big thing that I learned was that I had very poor boundaries. And, there's so much more to that. But I would say if you can start learning about your attachment style, that's really going to help you heal and then have a much more secure relationship in the future. I really hope that these tips will help you move a little bit more smoothly onto the other side of this heartbreak. By the way, my name is Stacey Bennington, and I am a psychotherapist and a coach, and I specialize in anxiety, attachment, and relationships. If you are wanting some support around this, I do see clients one on one, and you can schedule a consultation with me, and we can talk more about attachment, relationship, and just anxiety in general. Check out my website below. I also have some free resources, and I hope to hear from you soon.